All right, we're live. Hey guys, how we doing?
Hey, doing good, John. Thanks. And Jeff, how you doing, my man?
We are doing terrific here in GBA headquarters.
These days, GBA headquarters is spread out everywhere. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here again. Another episode of the GBA Show Live. We're going to give a little bit of time here for some people to jump on. It's June 29th, 2020, and we just want to give a little bit of an update. We got some news today on moving forward. Some pretty exciting news, and we're going to discuss more about that here very shortly. But we will be starting with scrimmage play July 10th through the 12th weekend down in Cincinnati, Ohio. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting 30, 40 people in here already. So
yeah. So Jeff, you want to go ahead and lead in and kind of give everybody the update?
Yeah, we're excited that we got some news today that we've been putting in proposals to different counties, health departments, and with some mixed reviews coming back. We've heard it. We know that our friends at Cedar Point ran a 40-some team volleyball tournament there last week. Excuse me, and it was successful. Social distancing was good. Their health department there, Wes worked with their health department, got that approved, and a friend of ours, ran a good tournament there. So that prompted us to reach out to some health departments and John put together a proposal with our plan of action, what we'd like to do. All of GBA Nation, and we're getting so many requests for teams wanting to play. So we decided to get together and put together some sort of plan of action and put together some information, sent it to some local health departments, and just heard back today, from the Cincinnati area, and we was approved for scrimmages to start. Could have started this weekend, but with that being said, and the governor, was on today with the spiking and different things, and we want to make sure that we have our ducks in a row and are covered with our staff, and we provide the best quality tournament, scrimmage, whatever it may be, to the GBA Nation and to the team. So when you come in, that you're going to be in a safe environment. We're going to do our homework. We're going to check on the tournaments that's going on now, and not necessarily it's a tournament, but we've been approved for scrimmages. Yes. Where teams will come in. Teams will come in blocks. You will play 2 games against other teams. If it's 6th graders or whatever, if we have 4 courts or 5 courts going in the facility, you'll come in, you'll play a game at 8 in the morning, you'll play a game at 9 in the morning against 2 different opponents, and then you will be done for the day. You'll come back on Sunday and you will do the same. Obviously it'll be different opponents. And then we will clear the gym. And then we will bring in 6 or 8 or 10 more teams in. So we can't tell you exactly the procedures because we're working with the facilities, we're working with ourselves, and we're working with the health department. Now, for first and foremost is health and safety of our players, parents, and coaches is number one. So obviously if something happens between now and then, and there's a huge spike and people are getting sick and players are getting sick, then obviously we'll rearrange our schedule and cancel or whatever we need to do. We're hoping that's not the case. It gets better. And the governor is coming back on Thursday for an announcement. And we're, been told maybe, who knows what's going to happen with that announcement. It depends on probably what happens between now and then. But, we've always been told that we'll play in the second week of July. If that's the case, then our tournament will change from scrimmage games to tournament format. And I think that, the biggest thing with us is, and in working with the organizations, and we will put on a good product and a safe product. That's the key. Could we have ran a tournament with 50 teams calling us this weekend? Sure, but we're not ready for that yet. We want to make sure that we have, our protocol and what we're doing in set up with our staff and with the facilities, and to make sure we do a good job.
And to be clear, guys, it's not this weekend. It's not a tournament. It's scrimmages. It's scrimmage play. It's not a tournament. It's not any kind of format like that.
No, all teams will get 4 games. If it stands the way it stands now, teams will play, 4 total games, scrimmages. It's very important that we label that as scrimmages, and that's what that will be. It'll be now next week. Or this week, whenever we get everything in place, we will announce how the games will be played, how the scrimmages will go, how many minutes. And I get caught up with the word game, and it's going to be a scrimmage, and that'll be everywhere when we make the announcement. But we will work with the health department. We'll work with our staff and make sure that we put on a good product. Go ahead, John. What was you going to say?
No, I was just to clarify. Yeah, and I know we get mixed up with but it is scrimmage. It's not games. It's not tournament play. It's scrimmage play. As Jeff said, they'll come in. It'll be the same group of teams that will be in the gym at the same time. Scrimmage play, you'll play those 2 games back to back. More than likely, it'll be some sort of a running clock type situation. But we're still working out those details. And as Jeff spoke on that, those of you that have been playing that know or familiar with the GBA, we don't do things. We don't go half in with stuff and just jump into it and do whatever. So we make sure that everything's done. It's done right. And that's why we chose, as Jeff said, when I sent those proposals in, I sent, last week for the July 4th, and then I talked to them this morning, sent it in for the July 10th through the 12th weekend. Then they come back. We were approved for this coming weekend. And as Jeff said, we, as a staff, we talked about it, and we just decided for the safety of not only the safety of our staff, but our teams, our players, our coaches, our parents, we want to make sure we have everything in order of how it needs to be done in the best and safest protocol moving forward. So we opted to not host the event this weekend. It was our decision. And then we chose to go ahead and start on that 10th and 11th and 12th weekend. That way it gives us more time to get things in order. And as Jeff said, Governor DeWine was on earlier today and extended the current orders with a new phase coming Thursday. So, we're not sure what that is going to entail, but we at least know for now we are approved to start scrimmage play on the weekend of July 10th and through the 12th.
And let me be clear. We've been dealing with this stuff since March. Okay, if I say scrimmages, games, whatever, we're definitely working with the health department. But you know what? Everybody is if you got to call it like you got to call it. We got to play the game, call it a scrimmage game, whatever it's going to be. We're going to do what we need to do to make it safe for you to come in and play instead of going to Indiana, Pennsylvania, or driving 2 hours. So whatever they do, we're going to do as good, if not better, period. That's it. Whether it's a game, scrimmage, whatever you want to call it, you're going to be, your parents, the players, and the coaches are going to be safe to come in and play that. And if we ask you, it's not political. It's nothing. It is, we want the safety for the players. We want the safety for the older parents, for the older coaches, for whoever else it is. That's what it needs to be. Okay. So if I say the wrong thing, whatever, we'll correct it. We'll make it right. We'll make it political right. But we are here. Yes, this is our business. We want to run events, and we want you guys to stay in Ohio so that we can play the game. So whatever we need to do, we will go above and beyond. We will invite the health department to be there. We will encourage them to be there. We will work with Ronnie at GBA Basketball, and we will work with Allison at Sports Plus and wherever else that we are at. And we will make sure that everything is covered above and beyond what we need to do to run the tournament / scrimmage / whatever. I'm not going to worry about, we're live. We're doing this. We're here for you. We're going to make it happen one way or another. So Whatever it needs to be, that's what it'll be, and we will call it that, and we will make sure that it is taken care of.
And fellas, I think GBA Nation can see by the passion you two guys are talking, we're pretty excited. It's been a long time, to hear the words that, we have permission to get on the court and play basketball. And
exactly, that's all we want.
Yes.
That's all we want is the permission. Give us a chance to prove that we could do a good and safe event.
And we see the light. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully, and I'm hoping it's not an oncoming train. But guys, the one thing that's real neat about these scrimmage games, the scrimmages, I love how you guys have set it up in blocks. So when they play and everybody leaves, that allows us time to clean up and stuff for the next block to come in and have their scrimmages.
Yeah, and
exactly. I'm excited to see that, the sprayers and put the backpacks on and Team GBA out there spraying everything and getting what we need to done. The basketballs, I've talked to them. We're going to order basketballs. They're going to be wiped down every so often with the referees and with our staff, and working with, Ronnie at RG and Allison. They're putting together plans together what we need to do at their facilities to make it easy. And then the bottom line is this. We need the parents, the coaches, the players, and everybody else to, whatever we're given the instructions, to abide by those instructions. So that means we can't sit and cluster and talk to one another, okay? It is what it is. If we want to play, then we have to do it a certain way. That's what we have to do. We like to talk to everybody as well, but we need to do what we need to do to run a good, successful scrimmage for now. Maybe it'll change into the games, and if it does, we will automatically flip the scrimmage to a tournament. But we will do what we're asked to do by the government, and that's what we'll need to do, and we'll provide a good, safe environment for everybody.
Yeah, and guys, we're GBA, and again, those I speak on this all the time. Those that know us know that we're very transparent. We're not trying to BS you. We're not trying to sneak one by. We're not trying to do anything. We're going to be upfront with you. And as far as details, as how the scrimmages will go, as far as how parents coming in, fees, things like that, we're going to get all those details worked out. We'll get that out to you guys, coaches, as soon as possible on that. But the more, we're just happy to be able to announce this. And like I said, that's why we didn't want to jump in right away this weekend, because we want to work out all the little details and make sure everything is put in place that needs to be put in place so we can run it effectively how it needs to be run.
Well, and we are also working on other places as well. So, we're behind the scenes. We're trying to do whatever we can so that you don't have to go and stay in a hotel and drive 2 or 3 hours to go play, so the local teams in Ohio can stay in Ohio and we can stay safe. And we know that we're doing what we need to do to keep everybody safe and to play. And here, the other thing is this: if you do not agree with it, if you do not want to play, if you do not feel safe, if you do not want your child there, 100% we agree with you. And if that's how you feel, then wait till next year. Wait until you feel safe to come out, and wait till you feel safe to do that, because we can't, we're going to do the best we can and provide for the people that want to play. And the other, so if you do not feel safe, and there's some people that don't, and there's some staff people maybe the same way, we're not making them come. So this is nothing, you make sure that in your mind, you're clear. And once you get there, we will do the best to help that situation as best as we can. And we will, we're bugging the health department every day. So we're trying to find out, what we need to do to make it work. So we're doing that. Now, the other thing is this: teams, we can't guarantee that you're going to get a place in our scrimmage or whatever we run. So you need to get with John, get signed up ASAP, because we have talked to so many people and so many text messages, emails, phone calls, all of that stuff, guys. We're not superheroes, and John's been taking a lot of that on to make sure that you get in. And, it's going to go by the loyalty to the GBA, the teams that play the most with us, we'll get in first, and then we'll filter down to the rest of the teams. And that's the only fair way to do it. And that's the only way we can do it. And that's, it's just that's just how it is. So get if you want in as of right now, like I said, we're moving forward with that. John will be sending an email out and whatever else, and then John, you could talk to him about that. But I don't know how many. I don't know. And then looking forward, the other events is just as is busy, if not worse, right?
Yes, and I'm glad you touched on that a little bit. With us moving forward with this, we do know 100% with the way we are okayed or approved to move forward. It's not a full gymnasium. So, for example, we talked about Sports Plus or RG. At Ronnie's place, they have 6 courts, but we are not using 6 courts. I know that. So, with that being said, that limits the number of teams we can take that is able to play. So, if you've not reached out, the registration is open online. But if you've not reached out, make sure you send me an email, get on there, and then we'll get everything taken care of. And as Jeff said, we're going to take care of, we're going to make sure that our loyal groups, our top groups, so to speak, get the first opportunity in, and then we're going to fill those spaces in with the other teams that if they choose to play. And one other thing I wanted to kind of to roll back on is, Jeff, is you hit it perfect. This is not, if you don't feel comfortable playing, then don't play. And that's what we're saying to everybody. If you don't feel comfortable coming there and being a spectator, and we told the same thing to all of our staff members, and we have staff members that have already said they don't want to work, and that's okay. We understand that. We're moving forward with we have so many groups and so many loyal groups and teams and players and coaches and parents that want to play, want at least to get some sort of a scrimmage game, whatever it may be, in. So that's why we have been working behind the scenes, beating down the doors and trying to come up with the best scenario we can, to be able to get back on the court. And we're very, very excited, and we were thrilled to get that approval today. Now we just we're putting pieces together and finalizing some things so we can get back in the gym here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's it. So everybody needs to touch base, give us a call. Most people have our information. If not, call the office, call or text message is probably the best way. Excuse me, but we will. I mean, like I said, we're not using all the courts at the facilities, and there's certain counties that give the approval that we have to use. So it's where we get the approval from, and if anything changes, like I said, the big change could be Thursday, depending on whatever announcements are made. And if we have to tweak it from there, whatever we need to do, that's what we'll do, and we'll be back on here making another announcement. But we're doing everything we can to have basketball in Ohio and do it the safest possible way that we could get back and continue to play.
Yes. So with that being said, guys, and as just real quickly, looking ahead at those, events later in July and also August, we're anticipating that at least those events are at least going to be the same scenario, with scrimmage play. We're hoping with it that it changes, that it can be tournament play. But if you've not reached out, you've not registered, you've not reached out to me personally to get in those, make sure you get in, because some of those events, I know like the Brandy Hoskins event, the third week of July, it's filling up. I mean, it's pretty close. And then we got some good events coming down to West Virginia at that new facility as well that I'm getting some pretty good feedback on. So just make sure
working with Ryan in the pre-exposure tournament was moved from Dayton to Cincinnati, August 14 through 16 weekend, I believe.
Yes.
And I know I talked to Ryan today. He's getting some feedback on that one already. And then the second half showdown through the week. That tournament is through the week. And what days, John, is that?
July 20 through 22nd.
Yeah. You will not play until late afternoon, early evening, 5, 4, 5, depending on how many teams we get, 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that each night. So that's just something different. And, and then that weekend, I believe we are in right now, tentatively in Granville.
Yes.
that weekend. So.
But real quick with the pre-exposure, I know for the date last weekend, I know on our end, GBA side, we had over 40 some teams. So if you were one of those teams that had reached out to me and signed up, that didn't sign up through Ryan, make sure if you do want to play that rescheduled August date, make sure you reach back out to me and let me know so we can get you back on that list, because we're anticipating that event to sell out again, on that new date. So,
and that date is a couple of weeks before tentatively. And why we moved it to the middle of August is because number one, what's going on now, and number two is that the NCAA, will be doing something in September now. They was going to do August, they moved August, so it's in September. So that way, if teams want to come out and play in mid-August, that way they'll be ready to play come when the college coaches hopefully get to come out in September sometime.
Yes.
But fellas, I'll tell you something. A lot of NASCAR fans out there, they know the first race they have every year is the Daytona 500, and they call that their Super Bowl, their first weekend. Good Lord willing, how sweet will it be next weekend for our first tournament to have Lauryn Hill's name connected on it, and they don't get any bigger when it comes to tournaments than that.
Yeah, how about that? Trying to get that done in whatever way we do that, and we still will be making a donation. It may not be like it was, when we run the full event, but we're definitely doing something with that, and we definitely have the blessing of the Hill family, which is great, and we're excited to do that as well, and to bring that in is exactly right, and then 2021 will be back in full swing, and who knows? If you never know. It may open up here Thursday. Just keep our fingers crossed and see what happens, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So, anything else to add?
No, the wheeling facility is unbelievable. We was there checking it out with the guys, and we're excited to be there too. So that's a 45-minute drive from home. So we like that one. If you haven't been to Wheeling, that place, you can, in the parking lot, you could go eat, go see a movie, watch your games play, and go back to your hotel. But we go back to the hotel all without leaving your car, right? Without driving.
Yeah, it's actually it's a little development. It's about 5 minutes just right outside of Wheeling, 5-10 minutes. It's called the Highlands, and if you've not been there or look it up. But they basically, Cabela's come in there, and then everything just blew up. It's got shopping, restaurants, like Jeff said, hotels, and then now they built that sports complex there, and it's a great area. And you don't have to. Yeah, you can basically walk around everywhere and not have to drive.
And the guys there are great to work with. And then on top of that, if you do want to drive 15 to 20 minutes, you'll be at Tanger Outlets, casinos, anything that you want to do.
In that first weekend there, Jeff, that's our kind of kickoff special. It's $149 entry fee for that.
You can't.
So
the guys are working with us there. Unbelievable place.
Yes.
So great news. We're hoping everybody stays safe. Continue to do what we need to do to get through this, and hopefully let's get ready to play.
Yep. Yeah, and Jeff just wanted, on behalf of the GBA family, to wish everyone out there a happy July 4th weekend coming up. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, and also take time to give thanks for living in the greatest country on the planet. I know it's crazy right now, but we are proud to be Americans. And then the next weekend, basketball on the horizon. It's a lot to be thankful for.
Absolutely. We all stick together, do what we need to do, and we'll get things turned around very, very soon.
We'll jump on here again when we have more information to give out later this week, and format, any changes on Thursday. Watch the governor at 2:00. Any changes made, we'll make those announcements. We'll tweak whatever we need to do to be safe and follow guidelines, because that's a big thing with us. And we could have pulled something off this weekend, and it just wasn't. We was not ready, and unfortunately, stay ready, get ready. So as soon as we could get on here and get you back on the court in Ohio, the greatest state, that's where we'll be.
Yep. And if you guys, if you have any questions, you can reach us on any of our social media.
And this isn't this isn't a plug to try to plug the tournament or whatever. Get in if you want in, because we will sell out.
Yep. So hit us on our social media, shoot me an email or a text, and if you have any questions. So stay tuned. We'll have more information later in the week, but great news. We hope to see everybody here in a couple weeks. Take care. God bless. Have a great weekend.